In today's video, I'll be getting all the achievements in Cuphead. Cuphead is a platformer released in 2017. It's highly regarded as a great game, as you can see by the reviews. The art style is really unique and looks amazing. Just look at this. Cuphead has a base gamer score of 1000, with an extra 500 from the Delicious Last Course DLC. I'll be doing the base game first, followed by the DLC in part 2 of this video. So this story starts with Cuphead and Mugman going to a casino owned by the devil. Basically, they lose a bet and they need to help the devil get soul contracts of debtors. Back at home, Elder Kettle gives them a magic potion that will help them on their journey. Once we get past that, we talk to the strawberry dude and we steal his 3 coins, which will help with future achievements. In Cuphead, there's this interactive map that you can explore to find levels to beat. In this map, there's different worlds called isles in the game. The first level is Forest Follies, which is a run-and-gun level and it gave me a lot of trouble. After 10 minutes of dying, I beat it with all the coins collected. With my newfound wealth, I decided to go to the shop. I ended up buying Smoke Bomb, which will make you invisible while dashing, and spread for a close range spray attack. I pretty much use these for the rest of the playthrough. They are OP, especially Smoke Bomb. The next level is Botanic Panic. This level is a boss fight level, and these levels have a difficulty option. I chose regular so I can get an A grade for some achievements. There's also an expert difficulty that's unlocked after you beat the game. And these boss fight levels are stages, and in Botanic Panic, the first stage is a potato spitting dirt and worms at you. The next stage is an onion that cries tears at you. The last stage is his carrot that has these psychic powers like Mewtwo or something. After defeating the carrot, I got the achievements Parry Persistence for completing 20 parries, Perfect Run for completing a level without getting hit, and Taking Names for defeating my first boss. I, however, only got a B, so I need to redo it for an A, which I got in the second run. The next level is Clip Joint Calamity. This level starts with a frog couple attacking you.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay!
The spread attack I got from the shop was useful against these fireballs. The next stage they do the same moves but with this fan. In the last stage there's a slot machine that chooses what to attack you with after you pay the lever. It also throws these stupid coins at you. This level is cake and I got an A. Now for the first mausoleum level. In these levels you just parry these ghosts, which is so easy a baby out the womb could do it.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff!
Once you beat it, you'll get your first super art, called Energy Beam, which you can use once you have a full parry bar.
It's over 9,000!
The next level is Ruse of a News, in which you are up against this bouncing gumball. This level is cake in the first and last stage, however the second stage was really annoying. In hindsight, I should just duck these punch attacks. The next level is Threaten a Zeppelin. This is the first flying level in the game. The first opponent in this level is a Lady Zeppelin on a unicycle, laughing at you. After this, she turns into a bull that jabs at you. In the last stage, the Lady Zeppelin turns into this evil moon that has UFOs and stars come at you. I defeated her with my X move, which got me the achievement Ceramic Strike, and I also got an A. The next level is Treetop Trouble, a run-and-gun level. This level took me like 20 minutes, probably because I suck.
You're goddamn right.
I ended up getting an achievement, Parry Performance, for getting 100 parries, and I got all the coins. With 7 total coins, I went back to the shop and decided to buy a chaser. When I was exploring the map for the next level, I managed to pull an El Chapo by finding the secret route, which got me the achievement Cutting Corners. The next level is Flora Fury. You go up against a sunflower the entire time.
Official flower business.
It was cake and I got my first A+ performance from it. I also got 2 achievements from its completion. A Walk in the Park for defeating all the bosses in Inkwell I-1, and Sheriff for getting an A grade for all the bosses in Inkwell I-1. For being the first Isle, King Dice congratulates me and lets me enter the second Isle. Yeah, he totally won't try to murder me later on. Anyway, the first level I did in the second Isle is Sugarland Shimmy. This level has sweets that attack you in the first stage, like candy corn, a chocolate bar, a muffin, a jawbreaker, and a gumball machine. The last stage has you fighting a woman in a red dress in a candy castle.
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress? I was... Look again.
I got an A. The next level is Pyramid Peril, a flying level. I have a new weapon in the plane with bombs that shoot on an arc. That's very useful. In this level is a red genie, like from Aladdin, that mostly throws a bunch of crap towards you, with a Great Wall section followed by it. After you get by this, there's a master and his puppet shooting bullets at you. The last stage, the genie turns into a demigod with 3 Illuminatis. This level overall is not bad. I got an A-. The next level is Carnival
kerfuffle at the end. That is a word right there.
The first part has this jester in a bumper car. The smoke bomb made this part way too easy. In the next stage, the jester turns into a balloon and sends a train at you with these floating dog heads. In the last stage, the jester turns into a merry-go-round. The hard part is definitely the part with the train. I got the achievement Porcelain Power for defeating the boss with my super art, and I got an A-. The next level is Funfair Fever, a run and gun. This level gave me no trouble besides the last part with the hot dog spitting vomit at you.
That's nasty.
I got all the coins. In the shop, I got pea sugar and roundabout.
It's nice to rest your eyes and maybe go outside.
The next level is Avery Action, another flying level. In this level, you fight a bird that throws eggs at you in the first stage. In the next stage, the bird shoots feathers at you in a chaotic pattern. The next stage has the bird doing crazy movements with rotating eggs around it. The last stage is by far the hardest. The bird is sick on a bed with doctors next to it. There's crap everywhere in the last stage. I got an A-. Now for the next mausoleum level. This was again cake. I got another super art, invisibility. The next level is another run and gun, Funhouse Frazzle. This level is easy, but annoying at the same time. This is the type of level that once you play it like 30 times, you can beat it every time. I got all the coins. This next boss level is pure torture for me. It took me like an hour and a half. I'm referring to Fiery Frolic. This level has a green dragon fighting you, and you're constantly jumping on these clouds, which can be easy most of the time. However, sometimes you can get unlucky with the cloud formation. The most annoying part in the first stage is getting the parries in these rings. It was like a 50-50 if I got a good set of rings or not. After this stage, there's this relatively easy part with these jumping flames coming at you. The last stage has 3 dragons that shoot these fireballs, which when destroyed turn into 4 projectiles that are really quick. It also has this annoying flamethrower attack that's like hard to see. Again, this took me like almost 2 hours. In hindsight, I should have just used Lopper, but I didn't research like a gooner would. This was the last level for Inkwell Isle 2, and with that I got 2 achievements: A Day at the Fair for completing all the bosses, and Boss for getting an A grade on all the bosses in Inkwell Isle 2. Before heading into Inkwell Isle 3, the Devil and King Dice are getting suspicious of me, as they think I might try to whack them. The first level I'll do in Isle 3 is Honeycomb Herald. This level at first seemed like it would be cake, however I was wrong to say the least. The first stage has you up against this Honeycomb Warden guy, and it's cake. The next stage has you go up against the Honey Queen herself, and she has these really stupid attacks. She has this pink psychic ball attack that's not too bad, but her other 2 attacks are really annoying. She has this attack where she shoots these rockets on the sides, which is tricky, man. The most annoying out of all of them was the triangles of death. These triangles spawn in your face most of the time to take a hit point right off the bat, and then they shoot these lasers. The last stage of this boss has the queen become a plane and shoot baseballs at you with a chainsaw attack. This level took me like 40 minutes to get an A-. The next level is shooting and looting. This level is relatively chill compared to the first level in Isle 3. You go up against this pirate and his sharks, fish, squids, and cannon shots. There's also this barrel in the sky at all times, trying to squish you.
The line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes.
In the last stage, it becomes a ship and spits fireballs and lasers at you. I got an A-. The next level is Perilous Piers, a run and gun. This level has you in a boatyard with fish flying at all times. The smoke bomb is really useful to get past these trunks. At the end of the level, you ride this purple squid. You have to parry this anchor on his head to reach the end, and I got all the coins. With 11 total coins, I go to the shop and buy lobber, charge, and coffee. After shopping, I went to the last mausoleum. This was cake like the other 2. I got the bouncing ball achievement for parrying 5 times before hitting the ground. After completing the level, I got my last super art, Giant Ghost. For getting all the super arts, I got the achievement Magician Lord. The next level I do is with flying, high seas, high jinks. You go up against this mermaid the entire time. The first part is tricky when she does multiple attack patterns at the same time, like when she does her ghost attack and pufferfish simultaneously. In the next stage, she gets these electric eels and shoots out thunderbolts at you. She also turns into Medusa and turns you hard. And when she just needs a spam to break free. The last stage is just her head and you go through this cave with ghosts and spikes in the way. I got an A. The next level I do is the last run and gun, Rugged Ridge. This level is cancer. The thing that made this level annoying is these miners throwing their boomerang pickaxes at you.
Okay, miner. I love miners. I love the miners. Please give me miner.
And to make it worse, they respawn. Like seriously, they need to be nerfed. The rest of the level is chill. And then there's this really cool parkour section with this gorilla chasing you. I got all the coins. I also got the achievement Coffers Full for getting every coin in the run and gun levels. I went to the shop and picked up Heart. The next level I do is Marine Corps. You fight this rodent soldier and it was a breeze. Nothing really special to talk about besides the last part with this cool looking cat from Tom and Jerry attacking you. I got an A-. The next level is the last flying and definitely the hardest, Junkyard Jive. In the first stage, you're up against this robot from Origins. The stage is really annoying with these flying planes, nuts and bolts, and a laser coming at you constantly. There's definitely a method to the madness, but it's still hard. The second stage is really short and kinda easy with the tactical nuke.
Tactical nuke incoming!
The The last stage wasn't that challenging for me personally. It's essentially like the part in Avery Action, but with way more projectiles, and it lasts longer. I got an A-. The next level is Dramatic Fanatic. You fight this crazy blonde lady in a church. The first stage is cake, it's just her jumping. The smoke bomb makes it so easy. The next stage, however, is really annoying. She has the same attacks as in the first stage, but there's toy rodents on the ground and these stupid babies throwing milk at you. Like seriously, these babies should be put in the garbage like they did in China. The last two stages were cake. I got an A-. The next level I do is the last of Aisle 3, Railroad Wrath. This level has you following this train. The first stage is this ghost throwing eyeballs at you, and it's easy money. The next stage has a skeleton and a train jabbing at you. The next stage has these two heads shoot lightning at you. The last stage you pair this train with legs, so you can pull a Luke Skywalker. I got an A. I got 2 achievements, a trip downtown for beating all the Aisle 3 bosses, and Mayor for getting an A grade on all the Aisle 3 bosses. Now it's time to enter the casino. It's an Inkwell Hell. The first level is called All Bets Are Off. This level has you roll dice, and you basically want to get on the tiles with a heart or a safe on it. If you land on a tile that's red, you fight a mini boss. There's 9 different possible mini bosses to fight, depending on the number tile, before king dice at the end. They are very easy, and I mean like Aisle 1 easy. Once you learn them, it's cake. The only one that gave me some trouble was these drinks, but I just avoided that tile. Once you get to the thin tile, you go up against king dice, and it's underwhelming. You just pair these cards. Sometimes you need to dash to reach the next one, but it's still cake. I got an A-. For beating this, I got the Rolling Sixes achievement for defeating king dice without taking a hit. The other achievement I got is Casino Night for beating the casino and king dice. Alright, now it's time for the last level in the base game. One hell of a time. The devil wants me to give him his soul contracts and join his team. Why not? Okay, obviously I still gotta beat him. I got the achievement selling out for joining the devil there. The first stage of this level is definitely the hardest. The devil has this stretch attack, this attack where he turns into a jumping spider, and these balls. There's also this purple dude coming at you constantly. The second stage is close up with the devil, and you basically can Shrek him with the spread attack here. The last stage has him crying and it's cake. You just dodge these casino ships and you're being chilling. I got an A for my performance. I got 3 achievements. King, for getting an A grade on all the levels in Inkwell Hell, Swing Your Sinner, for defeating the devil, and Soul Saved for completing the game on normal. I still have 6 more achievements left in the base game before the DLC. The first one I have to get is Bravo Zulu P26. I basically need to defeat a boss only using small plane bullets. The mini plane bullets do like half the damage, so it's kind of a pain. I first tried to do this on Threatened Zeppelin, but it was actually pretty hard, even on simple difficulty. After like 10 minutes, I looked up an easier method, which would be doing the number 6 tile in King Dice's level. This boss doesn't have much health, and its attack patterns are cake. It took me 3 attempts before I got it. The next achievement I have to do is High Roller, in which you have to get all the coins in the game. Behind this guy on Aisle 1, there's a coin in the tree. Behind this house in Aisle 2, there's a coin. In Aisle 2, there's this juggler that gives you a coin. This donut in Aisle 2 gives you a coin. There's also a coin behind this house in Aisle 3. And then the last coin is behind this dice in Inkwell Hell. Now that I have all the coins, I can buy everything in the shop. I bought Whetstone and Twin Heart. With everything purchased in the shop, I got another achievement, Butter and Eggman. For my next achievement, I need to beat all the run and gun levels without killing a single enemy. There's 6 run and guns I have to do, and all of them I use smoke bombs and the invisibility super art. Essentially, I would dash through all the enemies, and at the end, I'll use my invisibility super art. If you do it right, you'll get a P grade. After about an hour and a half of going through the levels, I finished and I got the achievement Pacifist. Fun fact, did you know that if you have all P ranks, you can talk to this turtle in Aisle 3 for a black and white visual option? Also, if you have A ranks in all the boss levels, you can talk to this fork for a 2-strip visual option. The next achievement is put on a show, in which you need to get an S grade. To get an S grade, you just need a perfect run on any expert level. I chose the easiest level in the game, Botanic Panic. This took me 5 minutes, no big deal. Now for the last achievement in the base game, beat the devil at his own game, which you need to beat all the bosses on expert. This took me like 7 hours to get. The 3 hardest levels I had to do on expert in my opinion were Avery Action, One Hell of a Time, and Honeycomb Herald. These took me like an hour each. After all the blood, sweat, and tears, I beat the main game with all the original achievements. Now it's time for the DLC. So the delicious last course starts with this compass man telling us to go meet up with the Chalice. When Cuphead and Mugman find her, she explains that she needs help escaping the astral plane, so she can stop being a ghost. Chef Saltbaker has a solution, but he needs ingredients from 5 bosses to create his new recipe, the Wonder Tart. With the DLC, we get a new charm, Astral Cookie. This charm lets us play as Chalice, which has new mechanics. Now when you dash, you can parry at the same time. You can now double jump as well. And she can do this dodge that has invisibility like Smoke Bomb. She also has some new super arts associated with her as well. On top of all of that, she has 4 HP. In this tutorial section, we can get a coin with some parkour. If we talk to this cat with a newspaper, we can get 3 coins as well. With 4 coins, I buy one of the new weapons, Crack Shot. I just abuse this for the rest of the game, no diddy. The first level I do in Aisle 4 is Gnome Way Out. The first stage has us fight Keemstar, who is also a mountain. This stage has purple smoke flying at you, gnomes with hammers, and also gnomes that shoot projectiles at you. The next stage has Keemstar use puppets, disguised as King Dice and the Devil. This stage you can just dodge everything. The last stage has you go into Keemstar's stomach, and you just shoot his G-spot. This level's cake, but at first I struggled because it was my first time using the new chalice mechanics. I got an A-. I also got 2 achievements, the latest sensation for defeating a boss with one of the new weapons, and alive and kicking for defeating a boss with a chalice. The next level is Snow Cult Scuffle. In the first stage, you're up against this wizard. This stage has nothing crazy to it, just avoid the icicles and cards. In the next stage, the wizard summons this snow monster. Again, easy work. In the last stage, you need to parkour into the sky to fight the snowflake. This is by far the hardest stage, as you need to avoid all these projectiles and this eyeball with a laser. I got an A-. The next level I do is Bootlegger Boogie. In the first stage, you're up against this big mob ant, with cop ants trying to stop him. This stage is a breeze with crack shot, as you just passively kill all the bugs. The next stage has you fight this ladybug in a gramophone. Just dodge the red music notes. The last stage has you up against a big villainous Schnauzer with tongue. When you beat him, you can get baited with his fake knockout, as you still need to defeat the snail. I totally didn't fall for that. I got an A-. I got the achievement, the Golden Touch, for being a boss with one of the Chalice's super arts. The next level is High Noon Hoopla. This is the one and only flying level in Aisle 4. The first stage has you up against this cow in a saloon. That cow pulls a Sandy in this stage. The next stage, the cow sucks you up with a vacuum, with money and gold in the way. The next stage, you up against this floating sausage, with cans of beans in the way. The last stage has you avoid these 100% beef hot dogs. This flying level is not the hardest, but definitely not the easiest either. I got an A-. The last level I need to do for the last ingredient is Doggone Dogfight. In the first stage, you up against this huge dog in a plane, with these dogs tossing tennis balls at you. The next stage is short, in which you just need to take out these dogs in jetpacks. The last stage has you dodge these lasers in the first section, but in the next segment, you need to turn your head sideways, as the screen itself turns 90 degrees. Following that, it turns 180 degrees.
Ow, 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 ow.
I got an A. I also got the achievement, A Vacation in the Wilds, for defeating every boss in Aisle 4. Now that I have all the ingredients, we can visit Chef Saltbaker at his bakery. When I enter the chef's bakery, he's not there. The cellar door was open, however, and of course I went down there. Turns out Chef Saltbaker is evil, and was planning to take Cuphead's soul for his Wonder Tart recipe, so he can take over the astral plane for himself. The first stage of going up against the chef has you dodging all the ingredients we just went on an endeavor for. The best thing I found to do is just dodge the limes and stay focused on the berries coming at you. The next stage has you with the chef close and personal, with his pepper shakers attacking you. These basils were really annoying to dodge, as they fall down in this weird pattern. The next stage is you fight these mini salt breakers bringing around town. The last stage is you parkour on these obstacles with this heart in the way. This was very easy, like it was for the devil. I got an A-. I got 2 achievements. Ranger for getting A's on all of the bosses in Aisle 4, and compliments to the chef for being Aisle 4 and Chef Saltbaker. Now that the DLC story is complete, I have 8 remaining achievements to acquire for the delicious last course. The first achievement is Checkmate, in which you need to defeat all the King of Games champions at least once. To go to the King of Champions, you go up this ladder, and then you enter the arena here. In these levels, you can only parry to damage the boss. In the first level, you go up against these pawns. You simply just parry the pawns with a pink head, and it's cake. The next champion you fight is a knight. This was way harder than the first. Like, way harder. As the knight has these tricky to learn patterns. The knight is also thick, so it takes a minute or so to beat it. After beating the knight, I got some coins. I went to the shop and bought the cursed relic. This will be critical later. The next level is some bishops. When you parry the bishops, you need to unlight these torches in order for you to reparry them. This level is cake like the pawns. The next level is definitely the hardest, in which you go up against a rook. You need to parry these floating heads to damage the rook, which is easy until you need to dodge these skulls and sparks. The last level you go up against is the queen. This was underwhelming, considering I did it on first try. You just parry these cannons when it lines up and dodge these projectiles. After beating the queen, I got the achievement. The next achievement is A King's Admiration, in which you need to defeat the King's Gauntlet. You basically just need to defeat all the King of Champions in one run. This only took me like 4 attempts until I beat it. The next achievement is A Horrible Night to Have a Curse, which is a secret boss fight level you need to unlock with these tombstones. For the code, you need to talk to these 3 guys on the podium here. They'll say left or up right, for example. I had in my game up, left down, and down right. Once I put the code in the tombstones, the middle tomb has access to the secret boss. The first and only stage, you go up against the devil and this angel here. Basically, you need to damage the devil, but when you turn your character, the angel and devil swap positions, as well as what can damage you. This wasn't too bad, as I just camped in the corner like kids do in Call of Duty. It took me 10 minutes to complete. The next achievement is Decadent. This achievement is simple, as I just need to defeat 10 unique bosses with Chalice. I just did Isle 1 bosses on simple difficulty to acquire it. The next achievement I do is Paladin. This achievement requires you to fully upgrade the Cursed Relic. To do this, you need to defeat 6 to 8 bosses with the Relic Charm equipped. Your relic will get more eyelashes as it progresses until it's fully assembled as shown here. You can't unfortunately do this in simple difficulty, only in regular and expert. You may be asking, what does the Cursed Relic do? Well, it gives you 1 HP, randomized weapons, a bipolar smoke bomb, and when you parry you get more HP. This took me around 45 minutes to get. Now that I have the Cursed Relic fully upgraded, I'll do the next achievement, Hardy. For this achievement, you need to have 9 HP at once. I just went to the casino and landed on the hard tiles with the Cursed Relic. I got it in my 3rd attempt. The next achievement is the High Hat, in which you need to beat an Isle 4 boss without killing a minion. I chose High Noon Hoopla on simple difficulty, as there's only minions in the first stage, and it's cake to avoid. I got it on my 4th attempt. The last achievement I have left is Cook to Perfection. I just simply need to get an S in any Isle 4 boss. I decided on Gnome Way Out, since Killer Keemstar is cake. It took me 10 minutes to complete. So that's all of the achievements for Cuphead. This game took me around 22 hours to complete. This game was amazing, and I wouldn't mind playing again in the future.